RightShip is pleased to introduce the new Safety Score, which incorporates various maritime datasets, industry standards, expert review, and statistical models into one easy-to-understand score, which provides an indication of a vessel's safety performance. We made changes to this model based on your feedback, so thank you for all your inputs. Today, I will take you through how the safety score is calculated and outline how it can help you to improve safety within your supply chain. We want to thank everyone for their time, effort, and patience as we developed the safety score throughout the last 2 years. We really appreciate the time and efforts undertaken by the industry to learn how the safety score works and to provide feedback, making the safety score a service created by industry collaboration, which will work for the benefit of the industry. We have spent time to enhance the score, building upon the beta version of the safety score, which was provided to our customers in July 2020. This methodology is still used by the safety score, with a few small adjustments to the categorization of incidents and the expansion of the safety score rules to cover NA, safety score 0, and now safety score 1 and safety score 2. We made these changes for both our vetting customers and ship owners. For vetting customers, we made these changes because charterers and ports and terminals can use it as the first step in due diligence, with greater governance during this process. We've made a clear distinction between safety score rules, so that includes NA through to safety score 1 and safety score 2, and the model review of vessels that achieve a safety score 3 to 5. All vessels that resolve any triggers that have been activated within the safety score rules then have a manual review by 2 vetting superintendents to confirm that there have been meaningful improvements in safety operations on this vessel or within the vessel management. In our methodology documents, we've clearly outlined how customers can use the safety score as the initial input into their complete due diligence process, which includes considerations of a vessel's condition, so vessel inspections, as well as sustainability and social responsibility practices included as part of our vessel vetting process. For ship owners, we have made these changes because the ship owning community asks for guidance and clear actions to help them market their commitment to best practice in operational safety. At each stage in the safety score, customers can see where they can improve their score and take action. All vessels at safety score 1 and safety score 2 can submit a request for a safety score review, working with our superintendents to improve their score and continue on their path to best practice. We will support all vessels working through the routes to resolution and hope to one day see no vessels triggering rules safety score 1 and safety score 2. First, let's recap the purpose of the safety score, which has not changed. The safety score has been designed to benchmark the historical operational performance of the world's fleet. Our aim is to help our risk assessment customers to gain an initial perspective of the suitability of a potential vessel as part of our comprehensive due diligence process. It also encourages ship owners to invest in improved processes and technologies that make the entire supply chain safer. We have designed the safety score to be transparent so that you have a clear understanding of the factors that contribute to a given outcome. It is also highly explainable, with clear features that identify any changes in ratings. The safety score is also more usable for ship owners, with clear positive and negative details outlined in the score. We provide actionable steps to improve safety and benchmark against other vessels in the world's fleet. First, every vessel is checked against a series of industry standard safety performance rules. If these rules are triggered, we will issue a safety score of NA 0, 1 or 2. Each rule has a specific road to resolution, which is reviewed by RightShip's internal governance department. Alternatively, if no rule is triggered or a positive review has been achieved, the vessel is then assessed by the safety score model. A vessel will be allocated a score of 3, 4 or 5, subject to several factors contributing to the vessel's historical performance. A 5 out of 5 indicates best practice attention to safety in the past 5 years. We calculate safety scores for the following vessel types: dry bulk vessels, tanker, container vessels, LNG, LPG and multigas, and general cargo vessels. Our safety score model is built on a foundation of cleaned and verified data from several sources. These sources include maritime analytics associations, along with our own proprietary data, as well as data contributed by our customers. While we manage some of the most comprehensive data sets in the world, data collected from various sources can sometimes show conflicts. To overcome this, our data is cleansed through automated processes and expert analysis, which means we constantly refine our data and evolve as new information comes to hand. To see the safety incidents associated with each vessel, you can click on a vessel's activity timeline, which includes all the incidents and port state control inspections. Where possible, all deficiencies and detentions for each PSC inspection will be listed. You can also see the severity grading of each incident. As part of our initial safety score process, we focused on binary rules that are based on good industry practice. This is the initial risk assessment for customers at the beginning of their due diligence process before vetting takes place. These rules inform an absolute minimum standard that vessels must meet. Where these rules are not met, they may result in a score of NA, 0, 1 or 2. When triggered, each rule requires a definitive resolution process, with each scenario needing clear actions which can release the vessel from a low score. Vessels may trigger multiple rules. In this case, the lowest rule, score, must be resolved before the vessel can move to a higher score. For example, if a vessel triggers a safety score 1 rule and a safety score 2 rule, the safety score 1 rule will need to be resolved before a score of 2 can be achieved. In turn, once the safety score 2 rule is resolved, the vessel may move to a score of 3 or higher. Once all of the safety score rules have been resolved, or in the event that no rules were triggered, the vessel's safety score will be calculated within the safety score model and will result in a score between 3 and 5. The model is made up of 6 subscores and more than 20 safety considerations that provide indications of the vessel's 5-year historical safety performance. Risk factors are considered at the vessel, DOC, class and flag level. The output is a score between 3 and 5. A vessel that has achieved a 5 out of 5 indicates best practice attention to safety over the last 5 years. After listening to industry feedback, we've removed size, type and builder from our assessment. Age is also not included in the safety score model. However, in the case of dry bulk vessels, only those over 14 years old that have a valid RightShip inspection are included for safety score model calculation. The result is a model focused on clear performance indicators that operators can proactively improve. They can see the subscores that need work and benchmark their safety against the best performers. Each safety score rule provides clear risk distinctions for our due diligence customers. Any vessel with a score between 1 and 5 could be recommended after the whole vetting process has been completed. The scores are outlined as follows. Safety score NA. These vessels are out of scope for safety score assessment. There are many reasons for this, but in some cases, these vessels may achieve an acceptable recommendation if the full vetting process is undertaken. Vessel types not included in the safety score include small light pleasure craft such as motorboats, tugs and barges, ferries and ro-ros, vessels under government service or within the US Reserve Fleet, pleasure craft such as cruise, offshore supply, construction and platform vessels. Vessel types over a certain age do not receive a safety score. So that's LNG, CNG, CO2 and combination gas tankers which are older than 40 years, dry bulk vessels including lakers, container ships and general cargo ships and ro-ros greater than 35 years, chemical tankers, product tankers, LPG tankers, bunkering vessels, FSOs and well stimulation vessels and combination carriers that are older than 30. Other ineligible vessels include vessels no longer in service or still under construction, smaller vessels which are less than 1,000 deadweight ton, and any other vessels not currently supported under the safety score. Safety score 0. These vessels have been flagged as sanctioned and therefore cannot receive a positive vetting outcome. The request a vet function is disabled for these vessels. RightShip collects sanctions information from several sources. We check DOC, technical manager, beneficial owner, registered owner, commercial manager, vessel operator, and flag on a best endeavours basis. Safety score 1. These vessels have serious issues to address. For example, they may be on the ILO list of abandoned seafarers, be on an MOU banned list, face a restriction or detention. They may also have a serious incident, inspection or flag issue to resolve. Safety score 2. This may include vessels with an excessively high number of PSC deficiencies in the past 24 months, vessels over 14 years without a satisfactory RightShip dry bulk inspection, a vessel with an unknown flag, class or DOC for more than 3 months. Some incidents may also be included. You can find the required resolution for each rule in the safety score methodology on our website. There are 6 subscores that are assessed to deliver an accurate outcome. Each consideration encourages all participants in the supply chain to work towards the highest standards in maritime safety practices. Each subscore focuses on various risk areas which are weighted and combined to create the overarching safety score in a balanced scorecard approach. Incidents and the performance of the DOC holder have a highest impact on the safety score, while the performance of flag and class have the lowest overall impact of the 6 subscores. The safety score is calculated from the total number of incidents a vessel has had over the past 5 years and makes note of how recent those incidents were. Incidents are defined as activities that occurred on the vessel that affected the condition of the ship or endangered the safety or environment for passengers and crew. The type of incident can also indicate the level of safety practices on board a vessel. Therefore, each incident is categorized by the severity of each incident, which is based on the damage to the vessel and the environment, as well as its effect on crew welfare. Category A incidents have the highest impact on the vessel's overall score. A Category A incident is where there is a loss of life, total loss, or another incident classed as very serious. Category B incidents are where there is significant damage to the vessel or an event that renders the ship unseaworthy, such as underwater penetration of the hull, immobilization of main engines, serious fires and pollution, or any other incident classed as serious. Category C incidents are where there is not significant damage to the vessel or the ship remains seaworthy, such as contained fires and pollution, or any other incident classed as non-serious. Category D incidents are new incident categorizations. Any event not meeting the definition of an incident considered by the safety score, typically non-marine casualty events. These are excluded from the safety score calculation. RightShip develops an average score for a typical vessel's safety performance under each DOC holder through 4 key risk areas: the number of detentions, PSC deficiencies, and incidents, along with the severity of these incidents. The DOC subscore focuses only on events that occurred when vessels were under the management of the current DOC holder. This includes vessels currently and or previously managed by a DOC. However, if a vessel had an incident, PSC deficiency or detention before moving to a new DOC, they will not impact the new DOC subscore. The size of the DOC's fleet is also factored into the safety score model calculation to ensure small and large DOCs are handled fairly, and that the number of detentions, PSC's deficiencies, and incidents along with their severity are standardised against the size of the DOC fleet at the time they occurred. Vessel PSC deficiencies. The number and recency of a vessel's deficiencies will have an effect on a vessel's safety score. However, the regional practices of port state control vary, which may result in a higher number of deficiencies reported on certain trade routes. The model mitigates the risk of vessels working on specific routes being penalised by comparing each PSC inspection against the average for that location. Detentions. Instances in which vessels are detained by port state control in response to serious deficiencies will impact the safety score. The model will tally the total number of detentions over the past 5 years and how recent they were. A period without detentions will improve the score. The vessel's flag state. The flag state performance table from the International Chamber of Shipping is used to measure the performances of each flag state. If a large number of positive indicators are shown as being absent, this might suggest that performance is unsatisfactory. The Vessel's Classification Society. Only IACS classification societies are included in the safety score model. However, safety standards vary from one classification society to another. We measure the safety standards of each class across detentions and deficiencies to determine a vessel's safety score. This provides an overall score for a classification society's historical performance divided by the fleet size to get an average per vessel in their fleet. Similar to the DOC, the class subscore focuses only on events that occurred to vessels when they were under the current class. If a vessel had a detention before moving to a new class, that detention will not impact the score of the class, and a detention on a vessel after it has passed to a new class will not impact the previous class. Where a vessel is a member of multiple classification societies, we will select one of the classes for use in the safety score calculation. The safety score includes PSC deficiencies when reviewing the operational performance of the vessel, DOC holder, and classification society. The number and type of PSC deficiencies can vary between port state authorities. To avoid penalising a vessel for frequently visiting specific ports, the model takes into account the average number and type of PSC deficiencies for each place of inspection. If the port of inspection is unknown, or there are less than 100 inspections in total for that port, the model considers the average number of PSC deficiencies for the country of inspection. If the country of inspection is unknown, or there are less than 100 inspections in total for that country, PSC deficiencies are relative to the port state authority of inspection. Where vessels have not been inspected during a 12-month period, their performance is assumed to be average for that time period. If the vessel was not inspected in the last 5 years, the overall score will be a 3, which represents average. This is to provide fairness and to ensure vessels with limited PSC exposure are not scored unfairly nor penalised for having an inspection with stricter inspection rules. Indicative scores are generally used to notify or caution our customers of the following. The vessel's rating may need to be less reliable due to a lack of data, such as trading behaviour not exposing the vessel to normal levels of inspection or reporting. In these cases, there is potential for the safety score to be higher than it would be had the same vessel been more active or trading in an area with higher levels of inspections or reporting. Another example of this might be if there is outstanding vessel information that should be reviewed by a vetting superintendent as part of the due diligence vetting process. Indicative scoring is also present to notify vessel operators that there is outstanding or missing information for their vessel that could limit their ability to achieve their best safety score. And finally, indicative scoring is used to identify riskier vessels through RightShip's management or those companies associated with abandonment cases. This is to deliver on our commitment to safety and welfare. When all safety considerations and subscore factors have been assessed, a score of 3 to 5 will be applied. These vessels are viewed as working towards best practice in safe operations, but due diligence customers should still complete the full vetting process to receive a time-stamped recommendation based on the vessel's proposed cargo type, voyage, and sustainability suitability. In the event that a vessel achieves a score of 3 and the owner wants to achieve a 5, they can easily see the areas required for improvement and the actions they need to take to improve their score. Those who achieve a score of 5 have demonstrated good performance over time and have outstanding vessel management, class and flag. Through extensive industry consultation, RightShip's safety products have evolved from a passive indicator to being the initial step in risk assessment. The safety score provides distinct and clear lines as to the operational performance of a vessel for our due diligence customers. However, any vessel with a safety score between 1 and 5 could be recommended by RightShip after completing the whole vetting process satisfactorily. Vessels with a safety score of NA are vessels which are out of scope for the safety score. In some cases, these vessels may receive an acceptable recommendation once the vetting process has been completed. Vessels with a safety score of 0 are vessels which have been flagged as sanctioned. These vessels cannot receive a positive vetting outcome, therefore the Request a Vet button is disabled for these vessels. Vessels with a safety score of 1 and 2 are vessels which need improvement to achieve the industry-agreed standards of good operations. These vessels may be recommended by RightShip's vetting superintendents, but will require investigation and more information from the vessel's manager. Vessels with a safety score of 3 to 5 are vessels which are working towards best practice in safe operations. In order to complete the full RightShip due diligence process, customers must complete a vet for these vessels. The outcome includes a time-stamped recommendation based on the vessel's specifications, particular cargo, and determined voyage. The RightShip platform provides a full breakdown of every vessel's safety score and benchmarks a vessel's score across the industry. This provides a transparent view of the score's distribution and helps you understand where that vessel is placed in its peer group. This will help members create comparisons of similar performance and rank best practices. The distribution shows that very few vessels can achieve the highest safety score, and there is often room for improvement. We support the entire industry in their continued path towards outstanding operational standards. For our due diligence customers, this means that vessels at the lower end of the distribution may be suitable for your risk requirements. However, we recommend that you vet each vessel to receive a recommendation based on your safety and sustainability profile. To ensure that vessels are achieving the right score and that companies can progress from safety score 1 and 2 to safety score 3, 4 and 5, RightShip's expert superintendents review the resolution of every rule within the platform. The RightShip platform includes full systematic governance, where all correspondence, certificates and decisions are recorded within the platform and are fully auditable. When each vessel triggers a safety score rule, the platform automatically places a notice on the vessel page highlighting the rule which has been triggered. To resolve the rule and achieve a score of 3 to 5, ship owners can request to have the safety score reviewed. The review process will require written justification and any associated documentation such as a root cause analysis or corrective action plan. You can find the required resolution for each rule in the safety score methodology on our website. Each resolution must undergo a multi-approval process. This means that every review is escalated for a second review undertaken by a second superintendent. The review cannot be completed until the second review of the evidence has taken place. RightShip makes no guarantee that a vessel's safety score will improve as a result of the review, or the safety score rule will be removed from the vessel. Our expert team may say that no improvement has taken place, therefore we cannot justify the vessel as good performance and for the model to score the vessel at 3 to 5. As a result of any review and subsequent investigation, a vessel's safety score may also decline. In our process, we have combined advanced analytics with our 20-year industry expertise, focusing on what will drive positive action in the industry. This means the RightShip safety score has been optimized through sophisticated use of data science and reviewed by RightShip's subject matter experts. The model consistently weighs more recent incidents, detentions, and deficiencies as having a larger impact on the safety score, while measuring the action taken by the vessel owner and operator in response to any incidents, detentions, and deficiencies in closing out incidents on the RightShip platform. As safety standards improve and there is a greater need to review sustainability and social welfare practices as part of a robust due diligence process, RightShip reserves the right to, from time to time, add, amend, or remove safety score rules as part of RightShip's continuous effort to improve the safety score. The safety score model design has been tested against its main objective to change behaviour in the industry towards operational excellence. The safety score is validated across various KPIs for each of the 6 subscores and 5 objectives, such as transparency, fairness, and accuracy. Testing of the safety score occurs every day as new data is added into the system and vessels trigger and resolve safety score rules. Thank you for joining us in this webinar to learn more about the new safety score. We believe this model will continue to improve operations and standards in our industry. For more information or to discuss the new model with us, please contact info@rightship.com.